Thank you for joining us today. This is the National Association of Women in Real Estate Businesses. I'm Desiree Patno, the CEO and founder of NAWRB, and today we're thankfully joined by Sheree from the Santa Ana District for the SBA office. And so she's an economic development specialist, and you've been with the SBA for how long?
About 3.5 years now.
Wonderful, wonderful. So we're going to be talking about a couple different subjects today, and one of them we want to focus on is certification. Women-owned certification is specifically, obviously, for the SBA is women-owned small business certification. It's a very hot topic right now because women-owned businesses are making a really good stride this year. So I'd like to ask a few basic questions for women in real estate. This is our topic for being a women-owned business and being in the real estate sector. What are some of the key points that you think that are very important for a women-owned business to set themselves apart from being certified in our industry?
Well, thank you for having me here today, Desiree. To set yourself aside as a women-owned small business, our certification programs are really meant to help increase opportunity for women-owned small businesses, and that's really the name of the game, is the opportunity. It doesn't mean that once you're certified that those contracts are going to start rolling in, but you really it opens up a whole new revenue stream for you. And it does take some work, but there are lots of opportunities to seek out those contracts. And I'm really happy to say that in 2015, the statistics just recently came out. It's the first time since the program was instituted, the Women-Owned Small Business Certification, the first time since 2011 that the federal government actually made their 5% goal of giving contracts to women-owned small businesses. Also, I did want to mention that starting this year, there are more set-asides. They've actually made set-asides. They've increased the number of industries. It used to be 83, now it's 113 industries. And these are industries that are typically underrepresented by women-owned small businesses. So it's just really expanded the potential for women-owned small businesses.
It's wonderful. So those of our listeners who don't know what the small businesses we're talking about, they're called NACE codes for the North American Industry Classification Standards. And the beauty of that is that when she talks about set-asides is that we can actually have where you can do sole source contracting.
Yes.
And that means it's just for you versus then for anyone else to bid on it. And when we talk about set-asides, those are for women-owned businesses and only can be a women-owned business to get that. So one of the things I'd like to talk about is that, you have the WOSB. It's been a lot of going through the process, and for years we've heard of self-certifying. Mm-hmm. And there's definitely some good changes that are going on that. So tell us a little about the changes that are happening with that right now.
Sure. The SBA just initiated a new website, and it is certify.sba.gov, so very simple to remember. Or you can just go to sba.gov and type in our search box, women-owned small businesses. But what it is it's a new portal for you for a women-owned small business to find out, first of all, if they are eligible to be a WOSB, and then to go through the process of uploading it's a repository where they upload certain documents, okay, and they actually become, they self-certify.
Wonderful. The question I have for you is that we get a lot of questions, is that do they actually get a piece of paper that they can give someone else? And unfortunately, the SBA does not give you a piece of paper. It's, like you said, a depository that you, in their system, is then certified as an SBA within women-owned business. One of the things I like to talk about is that with that certification, or with that, being a depository, go with it, who actually looks at your database and utilizes that?
When you're going through the certification process, and it's actually it's called SAM, that it kind of routes you through SAM, which is our system for award management. And as you're setting up your profile of what your capabilities are, what your NAICS codes are, what you've done in the past, to demonstrate that you can do certain jobs. Mm-hmm. There's a place for you to check a box that you would like to be on the Dynamic Small Business Search. This is a place where it is made public. There are contractors that can look for you. There are primes that can look for subcontractors. And it's a place also to look for teaming. So say you're a woman-owned small business and there's a great opportunity out there, but you can only fulfill part of that, and maybe you need a partner. This is a place to look for a partner as well.
That leads us into a perfect next segment. I'd like to talk to you about, or ask you questions about the 8A program. We in the real estate community are always looking to bid on bigger contracts like the HUD contract and the M&M, let's say, or the 3.5, the 3.7, and they open it up the last couple bids to small businesses, to women-owned businesses, and things like that. And it's very interesting with the 8A program. It's a 9-year process that goes through it.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a recent awardee that got, just in the past 30 days, that got an 8A program because of the protege of the mentoring program.
Mm-hmm.
And the issue is that because they have these small businesses now, that people think they're teaming with bigger companies. Explain that a little bit about how that process works, that you can actually team with a bigger company, and that's the whole purpose of the 8A program.
Right. So the 8A program is a business development program, and as you mentioned, it is 9 years. And the first 5 years, our office, you work very closely with our office in developing to be able to get those contracts. And then the last 4 years are more of a stepping back, and the company is, trying to do things on their own. So the hope is that they know how to do it on their own now, and that they've increased their capabilities and grown their business. So the 8A program, that 8A stands for the line in the Small Business Act. It's not very descriptive, but basically what it is it is for businesses that are socially and economically disadvantaged. There are certain presumed groups. Our office happens to, and actually I believe all offices across the nation, they are regularly providing webinars and workshops to help explain how to get certified. It is quite a process, so you really need somebody from the SBA to help you navigate through that.
Okay.
We also have on our website something called a GC Classroom, which stands for Government Contracting Classroom. And there are many online courses, and you can pick and choose and go through that. They're in half-hour segments. You can do it in the middle of the night if you want, because people work and they're very busy, but they can do it around their schedule. They can stop and start and really learn more about all aspects of government contracting, not just the 8A program.
The phenomenal part about that, it is free.
It is free.
And I mean, to sit here and hear this, I mean, to go to get a protege to help you write a proposal,
Mm-hmm.
to go into the contracting side, you can pay $30,000 to $50,000 to have someone mentor you, to go through getting certified.
That's right.
And all the services that the SBA offers in-house, as far as setting up have an economic development specialist like yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The government pays you a salary, and everything you dish out is totally free.
That's right. That's right.
And the beauty of that is that it's there for the taking. It's just you have to be an entrepreneur and get in and determine what your goals are. I think the wonderful thing, we've been working so many years together between the partnership and the SBA here in the Santa Ana district, it's been phenomenal, is that you really care about your clients. You really want them to succeed. And I think the beauty is that you've been able to process that and weed through it by having those that are really doing their homework, that you set goals and you say, next time I see you, you need to do, you're like a physical trainer, I put it, that you make them accountable for
Sure.
their actions. And if they don't do their actions, and you like going, okay, so I have so many people I need to see, are you doing your homework? Because you want to make sure, you're graded based on how many you produce success stories versus then, you're just plugging through the system.
Right.
And I think that's valuable. And the reason I wanted to bring this up to our audience today, which is really important, is that, like I said, the lady just got an award for an 8A program.
Mm-hmm.
She's been in the system, I want to say, 5-6 years now. And she partnered up with a major current HUD contractor, and they went to the SBA, they packaged the deal, made sure that it met all the requirements, got it rubber stamped by the SBA. They went and applied to HUD, and the company that was previously had the HUD contract lost the contract because they weren't performing. I don't know all the specifics, but it didn't work out, and they were the second bidder, and they now have the contract,
Mm-hmm.
and they're now getting 300 properties a month. a
That's
month.
incredible.
And so the idea is that people were like, no, it's a front, going through this whole ordeal. And we're like, no, this is what the SBA is for. And the fact that she did it completely free, didn't have to pay anyone, had a protege to go do it. And the other company was also a woman-owned company, even though the size of it was tens of thousands of employees. So that value add is what we're talking about. So it's very important for certification. So I'd like to go on to the next subject of certification. Now the SBA has a certification. We also have the SBA has a certification, correct, and we have the 8A program. And they're self-certified again. I want to reiterate that it doesn't cost anything.
Right.
There are service companies that actually charge you to do it. You can pay them a nominal fee, but why pay someone else a nominal fee when you can go directly for free? And if you don't get it done right, you go back to the SBA and they'll help you do it for free. So, and that sums up the certification. So, and the documents you use are pretty much universal that everyone else uses for certification. So in that aspect, I think it's phenomenal, and it really sets you apart because not only it sets you in your accounting, it sets you in a corporation of your next assessment I like to talk about, and that has to deal with business planning and how you set up. So thank you very much for joining us, Sheree. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Desiree, for having me, and I also want to congratulate you and NAWRB on being such a terrific advocate for women-owned small businesses.
Thank you
We
very much.
appreciate our relationship with you.
Thank you. Yes, for those who don't know, I was just awarded the Women in Business Champion of the Year Award for 2016 from the SBA. So, yes.
Yes. Can't wait to see you get that
Yeah,
award.
thank you very much. And thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.